what's up, guys? It seems every time I start these vlogs, it's me leaving the gym or me going to the gym, because that's the only really fun things I can do with my life nowadays besides work and eating. It's work, eat, and gym. And that's why I always end up starting it here. Travel's out of the picture for now. It's not that vacation time yet, so I'm actually being forced to drive my usual roads. But today I decided, hey, it's time for something special, something different, because I told you I'll do it, and here I am, gonna be doing it. We're gonna go over all the stuff that I did to Daisy, to my little Daisy girl. It's not much stuff. It's kind of exciting stuff, I'm going to be honest, because most of it, actually all of it, I've done myself, which just continues my journey that I've been doing now for years. I do all my own work to my motorcycles, but with Daisy, when it's gonna come to engine and the tires and the wheels, and maybe even bleeding the brakes, I'll just give it to a dealership once dealership will be willing to take me. But small things, which I'm gonna be showing you guys around today, from front to back, I did myself. It was a fun time. Some of it involved some metal modification and metal fabrication, if we're gonna go deep in that territory, which I had a blast doing. As a matter of fact, a lot of the stuff that bolted onto this thing was kind of cobbled together for quote-unquote testing purposes, because at the end of the day I will try to get a real polish and fit parts on this to replicate what I have on it now. But for now, everything else is sort of like, you can call it a testing indefinite period of time with all the little doohickeys. Some of the stuff is 3D printed, which was completely out of this world. Like I had to design everything myself, reprinted like 10 times to make sure it all fits, and even now it's not perfectly fitting to the bits and pieces where it's supposed to be. So more redesigning, more modeling, more testing to do. All of it is to prepare for September, when my vacation time comes, and I'm going to be going around the tri-state area, hopefully a few trips here and there, put on at least like 1,000 miles on her to give her a real run for the money. Last year in September, we did take her out to the mountains, to a higher elevation. She did really well. But what you expect? It was a new bike at the time. It better do well. I think I did a 500-mile break-in period in like a week, if not less. I took it back to the dealership to get my plates and whatnot. And I said, well, how much miles did you put on it? I'm like, well, I think I put 1,500 miles on it. I'm like, in a month and a half, 1,500 miles. The sales lady who sold me Daisy was very impressed, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like too much work. She's like, no, you'd be surprised. A lot of people just let the bike sit, and I'm like, yeah, no, daily rider all the way. So we're gonna go to like a little beach area. They usually like an open parking lot there, where I can do a little walk around. I'm still thinking whether to do it with the helmet or just handheld the GoPro. I guess no time to test it out than now. It shouldn't be too far. No traffic. Construction's on the minimum, so hopefully it's going to be a nice and smooth ride. I have a very big event coming up on the 4th in the city. I'm going to take you in for a ride for that, and see how it, show you guys around the city a little bit perhaps, and hopefully whatever I'm going to be doing that day is going to be a success. It's a sort of a test of some sort that I've been studying for the past 9 months, almost 8 months, you could say 7 months, 8 months actually. Yeah, it's August. Yeah, studying for the past 8 months on and off. Hopefully I take this taste, make my quality of life a little bit better. But I'm not holding my breath. Like with many other things, I'm a smart fella, but I'm absolutely and incredibly lazy. As a matter of fact, as of recording of this vlog, I still haven't really released the first vlog. I edited it, I uploaded it. I'm just not pressing that record button. I mean, that release button for some reason. I'm very apprehensive. But you know, if this is gonna get released, then clearly I pressed the button, because what's the point of releasing this without releasing the prior ones, right? The second vlog is like halfway done, and that's gonna be a doozy, because the camera died halfway through the recording, and the other half, the audio got corrupted, and the whole thing. As a matter of fact, that's when I was testing out charging and recording at the same time. So for some reason, when you record and charge at the same time using the mic dongle, it just cuts all the audio out. The more you know, I guess. Open road. I think it's Tuesday or Monday. I think it's Monday. Oh, no, it's a Tuesday today. You know, open road. Traffic's not too heavy. I get to bob in between the cars and the trucks. You know, let her loose a little bit. There is definite way of riding without getting into trouble, and that's being aware of your surroundings. And, you know, you have to drive knowing what's in front of you, what's behind you, who might quote unquote catch up to you, if you know what I mean. And you know, if you ride carefully, you know, draw too much attention to you with loud exhausts or 15,000 RPMs like some of these very smart, very intelligent biker bros do, little squidlets, little crotch racketeers do, and you know, grab attention of other people, like this guy coming up. I'm gonna switch those lanes so you can see him. Oh, super fast. See, plate is tucked in so you can't be read. And guess what? No speed cameras, no tolls, no license plate leaders from the cops. You know, the guy is completely incognito. But you know, he's cool because he got that loud exhaust, got those RPMs driven up. That's how you draw attention to yourself, because it doesn't take a genius to know what's right and what's wrong on the road. And, you know, over the years, I've just been observing other motorcyclists, even cars, and I'm just like, well, I know exactly what you're doing wrong. Now the question is, why are you doing it wrong? Is your bike not registered? Is your bike stolen? Don't you have insurance? Maybe you have a suspended license? Which kind of counterproductive if you're gonna ask me. You would want everything up and up if you have a suspended license, and especially if you know about it. And chances are you know about your suspended license, because you get this stuff in mail. Unless, of course, the only mail you check is your, you know, bank cards and whatnot, and not the general mail, because you know you don't gotta pay bills for nothing. But it's another here and there, just a little rant of things I noticed on the road. A few ADV bikes on the other side, little adventure buddies. They seem to be wearing like full gear too, so you know, it's beautiful weather today. It's not too hot. The wind's blowing nice when you're riding at 80 miles an hour, if you can afford to. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for a ride or an adventure. You know, go up the mountains where it's a little bit cooler and a little bit chiller. Your engine's not going to be working as hard. You know, there's no speed cameras like that one over there. They're all over the island. It's like the city just went for 24/7 speed camera rules. Before they would shut off at like after 10 p.m. and re-engage again at 6 or 7 or something like that. I think 6. And now they're 24/7. The city just want to suck money out of these people, and you know, cameras are unapologetic. They don't have a heart. It's not like a cop pulling you over and giving you a break. A camera, we're gonna snap that picture, and whether you own the car or not doesn't matter. The picture's gonna get taken, and then whoever owns the car is gonna get that $50 slap on the wrist for, you know, oh, your car has been witnessed driving a little bit faster than usual. You must get a ticket. And then you can't even argue that, hey, I wasn't driving. Why are you pinning this on me? I wasn't driving this car. It was somebody else. why can't they get punished? Why do I have to get punished? And the answer is going to be, well, it's your vehicle. Figure it out. And that's unfortunately how government is nowadays. It's everybody's suffering with these government rules. You'd be surprised. It's not just everyday people like us that get to pay out of the butt. It's more work for sheriffs and deputies and city cops and then subway people. It's more work for everybody for completely ridiculous reasons. It's just creates more animosity and hate between these different groups of people, because now you're going to look at the cop who's going to be enforcing the stupid rules and stupid laws, and you're going to hate the cop and not the politician who's forcing the cop to do this stuff, you know. Unfortunately, you know, there's no winners in here. Everybody is suffering somewhere or another, whether it be bad blood or bad money or just bad taste in the mouth. Because, you know, some people can afford all these fines, and not every single one of these fines comes with a penalty of like points and whatnot, and it's just money. And, you know, some people can burn that money, they don't care. But not everybody in that situation. You know, a single mom who's in a rush to pick up her kids for the soccer practice will have to dish out $115 for a school zone violation, or $50 for a school zone violation, or whatever it is. It's a very morbid thought that this particular city is doing this stuff. You know, this way it's better to ride in Jersey or Pennsylvania, where it's more open, and generally people got to deal with the highway patrol and the local cops, and, you know, sometimes you can sweet talk them out of a punishment. Oh, that's cool. You know, I don't think I've ever seen this fountain on. You know what? We're gonna make a loop around. I want to take a closer look at the fountain, because that thing's dope. This is pretty much like there's an entrance to a parking lot for the beach, and I don't think I've ever been here with this thing working. So we're gonna pull up close. I want to take a look at it up close. Content, adventure in my own backyard that I'm surprised even by myself. We might even go take a ride down this shore road. You know, it's Father Cabanano Boulevard, I guess. Not really a shore road. Shore road is in Brooklyn, but it's a road by the shore. Oh, that's dope. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I kind of want to take a swim in it, but you know, it is kind of hot when you're standing, not moving. Yeah, it's a nice little area. Yeah. There's a parking lot over there. Parked there before. Right access to the beach, right behind us. And there's many parking lots along this road. It's a nice road. There's few cameras here, so you can't really be going ham unless you're like our friend before, with your plate tucked inside. Traffic seems to be heavy right now. Hopefully we'll sneak in and drive down the road without any incident, and then we'll go over Daisy and all her bobs and bibs. Damn, this fountain is so cool. I really want to just jump in. It doesn't say you can't, but I have all the gear on. I don't want to get soaked. Oh, see? Smart. That's what I would have done too. Nice. Maybe when that bus turns, we'll go. Well, they're all turning this way. All right, come on, minivan. I'm gonna sneak in right here with you. Thank you. It's true. I like this road. It actually leads to another park all the way in the end. Really nice area. Open the helmet maybe just a little bit. Oh, fresh air. Ooh. Noise. Still trying to figure out the audio. It's not really crisp and clear like I want it to be. It definitely has to do with the placement of the mic, and the buffeting also comes through. But I blame this on the helmet. The helmet is not true full face helmet. is actually 3/4 of a helmet. This chin piece in the front actually comes off. I'll show you guys later when it comes to the gear review, obligatory gear review. Oh, look at that bus, huh? But yeah, this sort of I can actually take this thing off. It'll be much better without actually removing the camera. I have this glued onto like a cheek piece, I think. I have to double check. Maybe this cheek piece is part of the. Maybe I did glue it onto the removable part. So we'll figure it out. All it takes is to glue another mounting point for the camera, and we'll be good to go without the chin piece. This is actually a huge gym, but for some reason does not have a swimming pool. Like, it looks like it should have a swimming pool, but it doesn't. It was really upsetting. I actually wanted to join this place because I assumed there was a swimming pool over there, but negative K. No swimming pool there. I like gyms with swimming pools just to have an option. I used to be a swimmer in my younger days. Not anymore, unfortunately. That's why I'm a chunky monkey. Come on, give me all greens. Just give me all greens. I can feel the breeze between my knees. Yeah, this Chevy is not a popular person. Either is it Chrysler then? I guess Chrysler maybe. Usually bikers like go up and down this road all the time. I'm surprised I'm not seeing many of them today. Usually like up and down the road, but it is only 2, so it's a weekday too, so most of the people working. I have off today. Well, I really should be at home studying, but today I'm off anyway. I'll figure it out studying later. First, mind over studying, I'm saying. It gets peace of mind, relax. Nice relaxing ride on the motorcycle is just makes wonders for one's state of mind. Not saying that I'm a emotional wreck of any sort, absolutely not, but there's something relaxing about twisting the throttle and just feeling yourself being taken away by a machine, you know? Even at these low speeds, which are really annoying, it's still a nice change of pace, you know? There we go. Right in front of it. Oh, something's going on here. That's a lot of white and blues here. Oh, horses too. I think they're gonna be patrolling the park today. Cool. I think I found my parking lot. We'll see if we can get inside there, park up somewhere here by the trees in the shade. Do a little walk around of the Daisy Girl, huh? And we almost reached the end of the road too. Oh, look at that. This is even more shadier than usual, but I think it's because of the clouds. I think the moment the cloud leaves, the sun's gonna be pounding down on me. I don't want that. Maybe towards the corner. I don't know. I always feel odd filming when I'm not riding. Like I've done the Sportster sort of like modification review and whatnot before. That's actually one of these parking lots I did them too. That's why I'm coming here, because I'm familiar with the spot. And there was a weird guy driving right around me in the car. Just weirdo. I don't know whether he was checking the brakes on his car or you know, checking something on the car that he did, but it was a little odd. He kept coming back to me in a weird manner. Yeah. Well, we almost reached the end of this road. There should be a U-turn off in the distance. Yeah, there it is. Pretty much, this road ends. It goes a U-turn. There's an entrance to another park over there. It's really nice. There we go. Yeah, there's all like a recreational park area for bike riding and skating and whatnot. Really nice. But, you know, we're gonna go to the Not this parking lot, but the next parking lot. Take the helmet off and go over Daisy, because, you know, my girl. My girl. I think it's only 1 or 2 speed cameras around here. Kind of want ice cream. Red lights. Oh, somebody's speeding. Look at that, no signal. Yep. It's always people with fancy cars. I have so much horsepower I must utilize on the road. Alright, let's see if we can park up somewhere by the tree over here. This looks an entrance to the park, right? Latte. Cool. Oh, look, we see horses. Butts. Horse butts. I think I found my tree. I don't know if the shadow's going to extend all the way that I need it to, but I found my tree. Ah, nice. Yeah, just the most minuscule of the shadows. Ooh. Alright, I'll see you guys once I get dismounted.
Yeah, and here she is. Daisy in all her glory. Well, no reason to waste time. Let's go over what I've done to this little motorcycle. Well, first things first, let's talk about the Memphis shades. Can't go without Memphis shades. Quick release, quick detach. Everybody has these. No reason not to get it. It's a great wind protection. I've reduced the buffeting on my helmet, but quite a lot, and it just looks great. I'm upset there's no other options for it. I think there's another company that makes something extremely serious, but you know, Memphis shades is just a go-to place. Not only do they have all the mounting hardware that you need for a new windshield, but you can get them taller and you can get them shorter. And I think this is the 14-inch model. Pretty much that's the tallness that I wanted, and it worked out great for me. I took it on a gas. I think it usually comes with a 12 or a 13, but I think I got a 14-inch one, which is great on its own, you know. Now, I didn't do any work on the front end. This is stock. The only thing I did, I just changed the brake pads at 8,000 miles because they were wearing out. It works great. I love these things. You know, I put some grease in there to make sure that no oil, no water gets in there, but there's a brand new pads in there. Easy work. I want to say half an hour for the front and the rear, and it's just a piece of cake. I'm still trying to learn how to take off the wheel, but I don't think I have an Allen key this big, you know. I still have to take it to the dealership, I think. Now, the next big question and answer you see on this thing is clearly the lights. These are absolutely non-stock. As a matter of fact, the only reason why I got the lights, they're on both sides of the frame. I wanted to put them on the forks, but there was no room here, and these are too thick for the clamps that these came with. I had to do some of my own manufacturing over here because let's just say there was no way to mount this on this over here because of the radiator, which is another story on its own. I have a thing about the radiator, but these are the fog lights, just the wide beam, just to make sure people see me better. These are the directional high beams that are shooting out really nice projected lens far into the distance. And the reason why I do that, because while I do like the stock headlight, I didn't feel like the need to get a like a day maker or whatever. I usually ride at night because I work in the night, so by the time I get to work, from home to work, it's already pitch black, and sure, the streets in New York are lighted up and whatnot. I just want to have a bit more peace of mind, so I decided to get a set of 4 lights, 2 on each side, 1 high beam and 1 just general floodlights, and they're all connected to their own little switches that I put right here on my handlebar next to the rest of my lights. Now this is the older switch and it works great. You don't need to have a bike on or off. This one is a newer switch, but the green button doesn't light up. The blue one does. It's too bright right now, you can't really tell, but this lights up, this doesn't. But from the front, when you have the bike on, it just looks great. Looks really bright. Maybe I'll get a few shots of it at night, but these are extremely bright lights. I don't know the lumens on them. They were cheap. They were like $30-40 each, and I can use them whenever I want to use them. Let's not put the battery down. If we're gonna go back to handlebars before we go back down for the controls and whatnot, so like I said, 2 switches, low beam or general floodlights. These are the extra high beams. I talked about my pressure monitoring system already because of my rear wheel, but I also like glancing on it. It gives me time, it gives me temperature of the wheels. This is my 3rd module of this. The stem on this thing, you can see it over here. The stem usually breaks. This is a steel reinforced stem. There's like a steel bar inside. This from a different device because I lost 2 of these. They're rattled off. This is loose on purpose, but the other ones I tightened really hard. That little neck that connects it to the actual clamp snapped off and just flew in the wind. Never to be seen again. I have my little phone case. I decided to get the covered one. I thought it would be better than not the covered one, but the water still seeps in, so useless. Got a USB with a USB-C outlet over here. It's great. It shows me the voltage. That's the main reason why I got it, is to show me the voltage. Because of the bright sun, it's really bright today, really nice day, but because of the bright lights you can't really see it, but it gives me the nominal voltage on my battery. It's connected directly. I had to run the wires through here, down there, to the light inside the light hub, and then out and underneath the bike towards the battery, which uncomfortably sits right under the seat. Now, you might have noticed something else here. What the hell is this? What is that? That's a 3D mount that I printed for a navigation unit, because I did not want to use my phone for navigation all that much because it sucks so much battery out. That's when I had my old phone. So I 3D printed a mount for a navigation module that I got, and I've been testing it ever since. So far it hasn't broken. It's like a 24 to 35 hour print over there. That's a lot of plastic. It's hefty. It's clamped down with some just hardware from Home Depot, already rusting over, even though it said it was a non-corrosive steel, the stainless steel one, but alas, it still corrodes away. But it's been working well so far. I'm still testing it out. It doesn't have that much play. All the play is from the rubber bushings that I put in between it and the little risers that comes on the lowrider S, which I like them, but it's mainly for dampening of the vibration, even though this bike doesn't vibrate that much. Next big thing is another no name, no brand forward control kit. Just bolts in right in there. Unfortunately, with this bolt kit, with this bolt-on kit for the front controls, I can't put a guard. So I'm running without a guard. But what I did instead, I tightened these things up so hard that if I do fall, these things are gonna take the brunt of the force, and they tighten enough to take the brunt of the scrapage, that I can take my foot out of the way in time. Both sides, the brake side and the clutch side. It was cheap. It was from Amazon. I think I spent $250 as opposed to $450 that come from Harley. It worked well so far. All I do is I lube the little plastic bushings over here with like WD-40 or some oil. All the connections, I also lube them up, make sure they don't rust too much, and they're pretty much how I maintain the stuff. Also on this side, same story. I make sure to lube up the connections, the plastic bushings that are over here and over here, and as well as the snake eye U-joints, or whatever you call them, because they connect to the brake. The only thing I had to do was modify how high the brake pedal sits and how much threads there is going on in the boot itself, because rear brakes suck if you don't modify them, at least this one. I'm not talking about the caliper or anything, but if you don't modify them anyway, they're not exactly the best brake. Well, let's go back to this side, because there's something you might have noticed that's usually not standard on Softails. The love jugs. M8 runs really hot. It has 2 spark plugs, it eats a nice portion of gas, and I always felt like it was way too hot, way too overheated, you know. So I put some love jugs. I don't know whether they work or not. I don't know whether it keeps the engine cooler, but it makes me feel better. They're extremely powerful marine grade, like propellers, I guess. The fans, they move a lot of air. You can feel it through my gloves, the pressure just kicking it off. So in my opinion, no problems. I really like these things. Can't recommend them enough. Unfortunately, with the Softail, at least a 2021 Lowrider S, the connection point, the OBD port, I guess you can call it, for the computer, it's not the same 4 or 6 prong. Whoop, camera overheated. That's very surprising. I didn't know these things overheat that easily. Thought they had enough of airflow, but I guess not. Anyway, so as I was saying, the Softails, the OBD port is different. It's like a Euro 5 port. So I had to get a different connector, different dongle to make them work with the bike system. So whenever I turn on the bike, voila, these things just rev up like a turbine. Listen to this. Woo. There's a lot of air. It's not cold air, but it's air nonetheless. It's loud. You can hear it through stock exhaust. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you can't hear it at all through stock exhaust, but that's not true. You can absolutely hear it through stock exhaust. I haven't had a problem with it bothering me at all, because when you ride down the highway with the air and whatnot, you can't really hear it. But yeah, this is pretty much what I used to hold the camera in, and I guess it's overheated inside. I mean, I feel it, it's hot. Speed and strength helmet, of course, because why not? Just cool helmet, little dongle full of microphones inside. And what kind of a Harley owner would I be if I didn't get myself a Settleman? I think this is a Settleman Sundowner. That's the one I picked just because of the extra cushioning here for my passenger, because again, I built Daisy to ride with the passenger, and this is nice and soft and cushy seat for her butt. She still gets tired after an hour, so we need to take breaks when we ride. But what it is, an hour is just another reason to have an adventure somewhere else, somewhere new. Moving on, we're gonna talk about the air cleaner really fast. So as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do something really cool. Ah, look at that, the cover's gone. So I've made a mod to this bike that most people don't make, most people do, but they do it rather differently. But pretty much what I did, so usually there are holes that lead right back into the intake, right through here. These are the breather holes for the heads, for the crank, for the heads, whatever you want to call it. So pretty much the oil mist comes up through the heads, fills this cavity up inside the head, and spits out in here. And there's plastic bits that go from here back into the intake to reburn it. But what I've done, I rerouted it so it will collect on the bottom of my bike, where it's not gonna be taken back inside the engine and create more carbon buildup. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I've tested it myself, and I believe it is, because I tested it on Daisy and I tested it on Beastie, my Sportster. So I'm gonna show you how it works. Pretty much, I drilled 2 holes. Drilled 2 holes through the back plate. This is aluminum or steel, I'm not really sure. Put some grommets on it, and over here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little T-split, a T-joint where these 2 hoses connect and go to one of the main hose. I routed up under the tank, down the head, inside the cover. Here it is, the hose, and it leads all the way down into my collection little thingy. I forgot the name for it. Catch can? oil catch can, so all that gunk inside there, it is from the heads. All the oil mist comes down here, collects here. In the winter I have to change it every other day. During summer it's too hot. I have a filter there just in case if someone gets through, so it doesn't pollute the environment or underneath my bike. Easy. $10 to $15 mod if you don't have the tools. If you have the tools, if you don't have the tools, it's around like 25 bucks. Really easy, but this way nothing gets in the intake, no oil. As a matter of fact, the only thing that's here is some sort of, I guess, dust, but I don't know where it's coming from. I have a feeling it's just the throwback from the inside of the throttle body, because it is dry here. It is so dry. I haven't seen any oil, anything of the sort here. It might be from the rain. It might be because I don't have a rain sock on the oil filter over there, so it might be from the rain. The water gets in and whatever contaminant is just collects over here, or I think just from puffing outside. Sometimes it does puff on turn off of the bike. And you know, this is probably one of the biggest mods that I made, including original quote-unquote hardware on the bike, where I actually had to modify myself. But it was an easy job. I enjoyed doing it. It was so much fun to just make something so stealth, so invisible to to not have this thing be filled up with oil and just dripping down onto your I guess what you call cam chest, cam cover. It just much cleaner look over here. I'm not gonna apologize for the state of this bike. She's a user. She's not a showpiece. She's not a garage queen. She gets abused and used every single day, and it will be impossible to keep her clean for show. She's a working girl, always, and will be until the day she's put away, which is not gonna be anytime soon. I'll wash her eventually, just to show how wonderful Harley quality is. This is Harley fasteners that come from factory. They're rusty as F. Yeah, New York is in a salt belt. A lot of salt being used on the roads here. It rains quite often, but this is ridiculous. Why couldn't you use the stainless steel hardware like you use on everything else on the bike? But on here, you know, you have to use some cheap stuff, just like I used over here, even though I painted some of these bits. The paint come off due to heat or whatever. But this is just ridiculous. Come on, Harley. Do better. You can be better. Let me do another magic trick. And we're back in together. Well, next thing I did is passenger pegs, because of course I have a passenger. So these are originally the front pegs, not the rear pegs. So the front kit, the forward controls, they came with their own pegs, and the shifter just bolt-on kit. But these did not. These I had to buy on my own. So what happened was I bought the kit. The kit came with this standoff right here that goes inside into the frame, and another piece that threads inside this thing with a foot peg. Unfortunately, my 120-pound fiance broke it somehow, because they were really great quality piece. So I had to do something, because I didn't want to wait another week for new pegs to arrive. So you know what, let me see if I can finagle something myself. So I found these. I mean, I had these from the front because I took them off. I had the spring that was in the front as well for them to get out of the way. I reversed the spring and I made them self-folding passenger foot pegs. And even though you'd think it would be hitting the exhaust, it doesn't. It's fucking perfect. Look at that. And they self-fold, so when my fiance's not riding with me, they're just out of the way and not in the way at all. It keeps the profile of the bike nice and clean. Little ingenuity, and you don't have to spend another $100 for a very ridiculous kit. And it's the same way on the other side, you know? Same way on the other side. Perfect. Really beautiful. I really like how it works. It does look weird on this side because there's no exhaust, so it looks much longer, but I promise you it is absolutely the same distance from each other. So it's very symmetrical. Also sit out of the way. As a matter of fact, I think it almost keeps the line with the primary, and definitely keeps out of the way for the foot peg. Well, next thing's next, obviously, the bags. The bags don't usually come on the bike at all. This is supposed to be like a sport model, not a sport touring thing, so it doesn't come with the bags. Lo and behold, I was looking for different types of bags. I could have gotten a hard bag, could have gotten a bag from a touring model, modified it to bolt it in, but I decided not to do that. So instead, what I did, I found a company with soft leather bags, which I really liked, which these things are. These things got used and abused a lot. I use them every single day for storage, for doing things, and these are from biking bags. They weren't too expensive, neither were like 250 bucks for the pair. Easy to bolt on, they go directly into the pegs, into the holes that were here for the fenders, for the original struts that goes through here. You know, really nice, easy install. I think I spent a day on it. It was a nice little time to spend on modifying the bike. They even come locked and unlocked with their own key. So this was unlocked. You know, I have some fuel for Daisy, some eateries, you know, some things just nice and roomy. They open from the top. I like it. Keeps the rain out. They haven't gotten really wet inside before. Really useful tool. I really like them. You can put little locks on this if you want, and of course it locks with a key for those moments where you want to just leave and go away. Really recommend them. Can't recommend it enough. The other one has a bunch of tools in it. I like tools. I collect tools, and yeah, that's it. Let's go to the small bits. A copy of a Harley relocation kit for the rear signals. I decided not to go for an omniform. I decided to keep this stock. I like this. There's no reason to change it. It's not, if some people say it's way too much, it's way too obtrusive, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. But I did relocate these so I can accommodate the bags. Everything works out well. You know, laid down plate, not a problem. I like the lay down plate. Looks nice and sleek and without it. Have a custom bolt for the seat that I bought. It's nice, big, chunky, easy to remove because I always remove it a lot. Now, if you look underneath here, you will find that there's a custom manufactured backrest luggage rack. I could not find a luggage rack that would fit this bike, and I would have spent $400 on a luggage rack just to realize it didn't fit. So I made my own. I made my own and attached it to the backrest that does not come with the bike as well. I took aluminum planks, whatever you want to call them, drilled them, bent them. Some were great, not too bad. Again, all test manufacturing. Maybe eventually I'll make it all in steel. Some captive nuts, the nylon nuts to keep everything from shaking. Backrest, got it off of eBay. Again, no name brand backrest. It was like under $100. Quick release, just attaches that right over here. There's a quick release button over here. I really like it. I haven't had really, actually I did have a problem. These things are really hard to bang in and bang out because the tolerances are really poor in this thing. And the latest addition on the bike is this thing. Oh my god, do I love this. Do I love this. It's from Kamimoto. It is extremely roomy. It has a bunch of compartments. It is waterproof, water resistant, waterproof. You know, it is very roomy. I just love it. Can't get enough of it. It has a lot of gallons of holding in it. As a matter of fact, they can hold up to like 8 soda bottles in here, tested and proven. And with my little aluminum rack on the bottom, I haven't had really any problems with it. It connects with 2 straps, one on here on this strut, one over here on this strap, just to keep it from mounting up and down. And it has 3 sets of these connectors over here that you just tighten up all around once in a while, and it stays put. Haven't had a problem yet. All right, well, I think that's all that I had to talk about Daisy. All the modifications done to it. Everything is off the shelf. Nothing is name brand except the love jugs. Everything else is just like off of eBay and Amazon, or in case of Viking bags, I had to get it from their website. Great quality control. I really like their stuff. These things lasted a year and a month now, and I haven't had any issues with them. They're lock, they're waterproof, and this surface damage is from me because I put like solar panels on it to charge my stuff, and they did not work out because solar panels suck. But yeah, I think the most expensive bits were the Memphis Shade and Saddlemen. Actually, if we're gonna talk, like, Saddlemen was like $450 seat. I like the seat. My fiance doesn't like it that much, but I like the seat. It seats me just perfectly. Well, guys, Battery's dying. There's nothing more I gotta say about my little Daisy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My little rant in the front, a little bit of review of Daisy in the back. If you guys have any questions, make sure to ask. You know, I do these mostly for me, just to see if I can do it. But if you guys enjoy them, it's just a little bit icing on the cake. You know, I will always be adding little bits and bobs to her, little pieces here and there, because owning a bike is a non-stop adventure into expenditures. It's a very expensive hobby to have, but you know, I like it. Hopefully you guys liked it too. Hope you enjoyed the time with me that you guys had today. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.